Every 3 hours, a person or vehicle is hit by a train. Utah Rail Safety Week is Monday, September 23rd to Sunday, September 29th. Staying safe near railroad crossings starts with each of us. Learn more at utahoperationlifesaver.org.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Hear updates on the national and local Utah real estate markets. We cover residential and commercial properties. Plus, get inspiring ideas to make your house a home from our sponsor, Osmond Designs. Here's Heather Osmond and Jeff Caplan on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the Real Estate Show. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond is here from Osmond Designs. Her stores are in Lehigh and Orem. So what's going on in the stores?
Oh, Jeff, it is holiday season at Osmond Designs with locations in Lehigh and in Orem. We really service the entire state of Utah. We fill up box trucks all over the state. Almost on a weekly basis, we're going somewhere fun to deliver furniture and accessories and all the good stuff. So come check out Osmond Designs. Right now we are celebrating our 20th year being in business.
Congratulations.
So it's kind of fun. I can't believe I'm that old, Jeff. What happened?
Stop.
What happened?
So wait a minute. You said you're getting... What holiday were you talking about just there?
Well, Jeff, I don't know if you've noticed, but it's cold outside. Just started this past week. I had to turn on my heater, turn off the AC a little bit. And, we have Halloween coming up. We have Thanksgiving coming up, and right around the corner, Christmas. I think we are probably the last store in all of Utah to put up Christmas decorations.
Wait a minute. You're not selling the Santa Claus pillows yet, are you?
They already are up and selling, and I feel like we were late to the game. And it's not even Halloween yet, Jeff. What's going on?
Not even close.
Yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I don't know if you've noticed, but we even have snow-capped mountains out there in some areas. So,
yeah. Up at 9,000 feet, we got a little snow.
I know. I'm doing some interior design on a project up there on a cabin in the Timber Lakes area. And they recently, actually just this morning, sent out a notification about their streets and their roads will be closed and limited to smaller trucks and vehicles. So they will not be able to have all the big construction trucks and, of course, the furniture delivery trucks up in that area. So October 15th is their shutoff date. So, there's a little heads up for you. It's going to get cold around October 15th in Timberlake area.
Well, we were reporting this week, this is an average year. Last year, the first snow came on Labor Day weekend.
Right?
But it's more typical mid-September. Here we are, and up at 9,000 feet, they got a dusting.
I can't believe it. So pull out those warm comforters, pull out your gorgeous blankets, and cozy up your home. That's our goal at Osmond Designs. And really, we just want you to love your home. We offer interior design services for $100 per hour. We can come to your home and even just rearrange the things that you already have in your home and make it better. Sometimes, as an interior designer, one thing I've noticed is scale is the number one problem that I see as I go into people's homes here in Utah. Oftentimes, we don't realize that large art pieces need to go on large walls and small pieces need to go on small walls unless you're doing a gallery or a grouping. So anyway, call Osmond Designs. We'd love to help you. Jeff, I don't know about you, but on the news lately, they've been talking about pets are ruling the roost when it comes to upgrades. So
Tell me about it.
Jeff, this is perfect. Have you been seeing these articles?
I've been living this life, to be honest.
You guys, I have to tell you, I get the opportunity to chit-chat with Jeff before and after the show. Oftentimes during the commercial breaks, I get to hear about all the cool things going on in Jeff's personal home and the not so cool things going on in your home.
Got a lot of animals hanging around lately. We have 2 guest dogs and 2 guest cats. In addition to our own 2 dogs, one of them, well, they're both pretty much pandemic dogs. They're not well socialized because, it was just us through the pandemic. And now it's a family of 4 dogs for a time. And it's a lot.
It's a lot. In addition to children, right? In Utah, we have a lot of kids. We have a lot of pets. And sometimes it feels like they've taken over your home. Jeff, I know you can relate to that. In the times that we live in, having pets in your home it's not only just great for kids, but it's great for older people too. All of us that are getting to be empty nesters like myself, sometimes it's nice to have some companionship. Not only does it help you maybe even exercise more in your neighborhood, you have to take the dog for a walk. It gets you outside to socialize with your neighbors, all those things. But having your home petized, I don't know what the right term is, just making it comfortable and usable for a family, for your pets, for your kids is so, so important. Jeff, let's talk about your catio. This is the coolest invention, you guys. Jeff, take it away.
This is going around on Instagram. A catio. It's an outdoor thing, so we have indoor cats visiting. They never go outside. We don't want them to wander off because it's our daughter's cats. And so they're limited to half the house because I don't want to have anything to do with them. Cats cause me allergies, and then I can't do my show and like that. So my wife said, let's give them some outdoors, indoors. And she saw this on Instagram and decided to start building. Got herself an electric saw, all the equipment, bunch of 4x4s, and up on stilts, there's a little apartment right outside the window. The screen window has a swinging door in it so the cats can jump up, walk outside onto this ledge that's screened in. And there are various levels that are all carpeted. She created this wonderful space for the cats. And it's not really fastened to the house. It's just freestanding, but right up butting against the house. And when the cats are gone, we can donate it to somebody else in the family, put it in the garage, whatever. But it stands about 10 feet tall. It's quite the accomplishment, and everybody's now saying to my wife, oh, you build me a catio? And the answer is no.
No, don't do it. So it's great to have a space for your cats, right? Animal beds, feeding stations are really trending all across the country right now on social media. Did you know that 62 million U.S. households have dogs and 37 million have cats? So dogs were the most common pet in the household, followed by cats. Birds and fish are right around 3%.
They don't take a lot of work. You don't have to do much interior design around fish, do you?
Definitely not fish, but birds, I don't know. They're kind of messy and oftentimes they smell bad. So there are a few things you have to do with that.
Don't upset the bird the bird people.
But they're beautiful. I grew up with a parrot in my kitchen, right there off of the kitchen. We had this great office/family room area, and that's where
did the pet talk?
It did. It said my name.
It said your name?
It said my name.
Right, Heather?
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty cool, yeah. So carpets and rugs were the most frequently replaced items because of pets. And I think I'll throw kids in there too. Oftentimes they're hard on those items due to pet damage, followed by furniture, 17%, and bedding, 15%. I've seen so many sofas that the corners are frayed because of cats and their claws and ruining that furniture. Dogs, of course, their urine on the rugs and sofas and all of that. Luckily, birds and fish are not doing that as much to Utah homes. So let's talk a little bit about kids, right? Tracked in dirt and mud, outdoor elements. When it's lawn mowing day, I always see those little grass clippings if your kids don't take their shoes off. But keeping all of those items in good condition and buying the right products for the right areas will help your investments last. So the other thing that is trending really big on social media right now is just organization of those items. So in your home, Jeff, where do you keep all of your dog toys? Your cat toys, all the stuff.
In a bin.
In a bin.
But mostly on the floor because we have the bin and they go and get the toys out of the bin and leave them wherever. Dogs never clean up. Neither do cats.
They really don't. What's up with that? I know. It's not cool. Open closures, feeding stations. There's always water that's spilling. There's so many issues, but sleeping and relaxation areas, grooming stations, play structures, and litter boxes, all of those are more important than ever. A lot of the homes that I'm doing interior design for are doing these washing stations in their garages, which I think is fantastic.
For hosing down the kids or the pets or both?
All of it. Even the husband's boots, when he's been out in the yard, I think that is absolutely brilliant. also, this last week, I was at a cabinet store, and in the base of the cabinet, they had a pull-out drawer that actually had a food and a water bowl in it. And then you could just push it back into the cabinet. It was the coolest thing.
That's cool, but I want to ask you more about this washing station. Sounds like an ingenious idea. How about when we come back?
Absolutely. You're listening to the KSL Real Estate Show. I'm Heather Osmond, owner of the Osmond Designs Furniture and Interior Design Stores, on air with Jeff Caplan of KSL. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.
We're back with the KSL Real Estate Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Show. We're glad you're listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. This is Heather Osmond from Osmond Designs. Her stores are in Lehigh and Orem.
Yes, they are, Jeff. And today on the show, we're talking about pets and how they make a difference in how we live in our homes. I'm thinking in Utah, most of us have had pets at some point. I know when my kids were young, we had cats, we had dogs, we had chinchillas, we had rats, we had snakes. I don't know. I felt like I was living in a zoo, and I will tell you, I did not buy any of these animals. They just came along. They were either strays from the neighbors, or my husband would go to the pet store and buy this stuff.
Wait, you mentioned rats.
It was horrible.
My wife has the same story about when her kids were little. She got a pregnant rat, didn't know it was pregnant, and suddenly they had 12 rats. Is this a Utah thing?
I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan. I just did it, get along. I don't know. My kids were happy. My husband was happy. As long as I didn't have to take care of them, all was well. Except for one night, one of the rats got out. And we couldn't find the rat. And guess where it ended up being?
I couldn't.
Under my bed. And I freaked out. It was awful, Jeff. I am not a huge fan of animals, but I like them. I just don't want to take care of them and live with them in my home. But we're all different. And I will tell you that there is a lot of industry reports and records and studies that have been done about the wellness that pets bring to your life. So in the previous episode, we were talking a lot about pets and the statistics of how many dogs and cats and things that most people have. And right now, we're going to continue that conversation and talk about some of the biggest pet-related challenges that owners face, which includes an overabundance of fur and hair. And that was probably my number one for not loving animals in my own personal home, regardless of the fact of the performance fabrics that are now available that are very cleanable, washable, and pet and kid friendly.
Okay, you mentioned these in the previous show. We had guests on from the furniture industry, and they talked about these fabrics. What are they?
So it's almost like you've probably heard of Sombrella before, and it's that outdoor fabric that you'll oftentimes see on outdoor patio furniture sets. So it's the cushions. Oftentimes you can hose these down. So those performance fabrics have now been brought into your home.
But they're not stiff like the outdoor stuff?
But they're soft. It's incredible. So they feel like residential, cozy and soft fabrics, but they have a lot of performance qualities. Like they're soft, they look great, and they're washable, which is more important than ever. So Jeff, we have those. The cushions, you don't take these out and hose them down because the foam core, the Tempur-Pedic cushions, the down-filled cushions clearly will not take up to that.
But all the stains that you hate the most, they're easier to get up?
Yes, so it should clean up all your Diet Coke, your kids' milk from the bottle.
Dog slobber,
all of those things. So come to Osmond Designs and check those out. So Jeff, you had this great story about a bed that you have to share. This is awesome.
So, I didn't want a dog. I just was happy living my life without any pets, and my wife insisted, okay, we'll get a dog. Then the pandemic hit, and the dog needed a friend, so we got another dog.
It was a lonely dog.
So
I've heard that story.
We have two doodles, male and female, a mini golden doodle and a big sheepadoodle who loves to play Frisbee. And they also both love to sleep on our bed, which was untenable because the sheepadoodle was getting really big and loves to stretch out. And he's almost as long as a human when he stretches out and his paws are, forward and his legs are splayed back. And so we decided, you talk about making furniture decisions because of your pets. I'm going to test you to see if you know what this is. We got an Alberta king bed. Ever heard of this?
No.
Okay, what's the biggest bed that you've heard of? You know, they have all these names, king size, California. Is that the biggest?
So very typical is an Eastern king-size bed and a California king-size bed.
Yeah, this is bigger.
However, sometimes people make custom-size beds, but then you're stuck with custom-size mattresses and sheets and bedding, so it can cause a lot of problems. But this sounds entertaining.
Okay, so an Alberta king is literally made in Alberta, Canada. It's a bunch of foam pieces, 3 deep, of varying soft, firm, medium, and it jigsaw puzzles into about 14 to 20 pieces across this bed. There's a cover that you zip around it, and it's been a really great bed, but it's 10 feet wide.
What?
Yeah.
And you still have this bed?
Yeah, we sleep on it every night, and there's room. The dogs take up half the bed, and we take up the other half.
Jeff, you're incredible.
Oh, by the way, we had to have, sheets made, but there's somebody in Provo who does it. Okay. And so we got it handled locally. All
right, we're going to start selling Alberta king beds at Osmond Designs. You just call our store. We'll figure that out. Maybe that just makes for a happy marriage,
too. The bed showed up on a pallet.
Wow.
I mean, all the pieces, the jigsaw was about 5 feet high. It's really funny, and people, we want to show you our bedroom, which is weird, but then their eyes pop out when they see this massive, humongous bed.
That's incredible. There's definitely a trend of separate master bedrooms, but I've never heard of that. You might as well just stick 2 king beds next to each other. If you have the space, I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Why didn't we think of that?
I don't know.
See, this is why we need Osmond Design.
You're awesome. And as you just heard, pets in your bed, you just have to accommodate. And as pet ownership rates continue to increase, we're seeing an impact on home renovation decisions such as that. So, Jeff, on the mental health side, pets really improve stress and anxiety, and they ease feelings of loneliness, providing unconditional love and support, creating a calm presence, and adding a sense of purpose to their owners' lives. And as pet ownership rates continue to increase, we're seeing an impact on home renovations decisions. So it may seem like a lot of effort and investment, but when you calculate the wellness benefits, family experiences, and sheer joy of having a pet, millions of Americans have concluded that pet ownership may not be as easy or inexpensive as we would hope, but it's definitely worth it. You're listening to the KSL Real Estate Show. I'm Heather Osmond. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Hear updates on the national and local Utah real estate markets. We cover residential and commercial properties. Plus, get inspiring ideas to make your house a home from our sponsor, Osmond Designs. Here's Heather Osmond and Jeff Caplan on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Show. We're glad you're listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond is here from Osmond Designs. Her stores are in Lehigh and Orem, and you're getting ready for the holidays already.
We sure are, Jeff. It is beautiful at Osmond Designs with all of the holiday decor coming out. I have to say, it's probably my favorite time of the year, Jeff. I know that's bad, but it's incredible to have families come in and be so excited about friends and family coming to stay with them for the holidays. And, just adding great wow pieces. It doesn't have to be a lot of things. In fact, I'm against adding a lot of clutter to your home, but just big, bold statement pieces that are simple and fun can oftentimes make the biggest difference. This past week, we probably brought in maybe 100 new throw blankets, and they're beautiful in lots of patterns, in lots of colors, lots of textures. And I am always an advocate of comfort and softness. So they feel so good. And I can only imagine what the next few weeks and months are going to be in creating that coziness in your home by throwing one of those over your sofa or at the end of your bed and just making it a great place that you love to be. So come check out Osmond Designs. This goes right along with our wellness design trends of 2024.
What do you mean by that?
So what I mean by that is just making your home a place that you want to be, where you can heal and where you can relax, eliminating some of the chaos most of us have jobs. We're mothers, we're busy, we have kids, we're the CEOs of our households. Oftentimes mothers work outside of the home, much like myself, Jeff. Most men are working in, business and in their respective fields. And when we go home, we just want to relax. I do a lot of decorating of parade of homes and model homes. And so each home is unique and different. In parade homes right now, we're seeing some of the latest trends being the cold plunges. So they're those big, massive bathtubs that are full of ice, and they regulate that temperature and keep it really, really cold. In fact, this last week, I read an article about how many calories you can burn just from being in that cold plunge for 30 seconds.
Wait, you can skip a workout just by dunking yourself in ice water?
It sounds like it, but I don't know. It sounds cold to me. I maybe would rather just get on the treadmill for 30 minutes. But
called a cold plunge.
Right?
There's supposed to be benefit. I know when I went to the Utah County Parade of Homes, you set me up. Thanks for the tickets, by the way.
Of course.
There were cold plunges in 2 homes. The only 2 I visited.
Yes.
And it was right across from the sauna. So I guess you're supposed to heat up first and then freeze next, or is it the other way around?
I don't know, Jeff. I'm not a huge fan. I've done it once. I even took my kids one weekend. We did cryotherapy. I don't know if you've ever done that.
That's different. I've heard of this. Tell everybody what it is.
You guys, okay, so I actually own some commercial real estate, and one of our tenants is in this business, and you go in, and it's almost like a phone booth. And they crank up the temperature.
Wait, is your head in it also?
It is, your whole body. And they give you a robe, and you take the robe off, and you have socks and mittens on so you don't get hypothermia, I don't know. And it's freezing. And they turn on the music, and you're there for about 3 minutes. And I don't know if I loved it. It probably should be child abuse that we do that on a weekend instead of going to bowling or to a restaurant. My mom takes us to cryotherapy because I heard it's supposed to be really healthy.
Now, this is not wet. It's the air gets cold in a cryogenic chamber.
Yes. So I've seen some of those in a couple of homes, which just seems very crazy.
Did you scream?
I did not scream, but I was ready to get out. Literally, my teeth were chattering.
How fast did it get cold?
Immediately. Within 10 seconds. We were probably at that temperature.
I know athletes love these things.
I know.
It's a way of repairing muscle.
I'm more of a hot tub person. I think that's more fun. I feel more comfortable in the heat, but I guess you can do anything for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, as long as you know you're getting out. But it really is a real trend, you guys. So keep that in mind. There are also some other trends in the Wellness Institute report, and many of those are just the colors that you use in your home.
Makes a difference?
It really does. It's calming. We came out of everything was red and green and Tuscan gold and dark woods and heavy oversized furniture into this huge 180 swing of everything is white and it's bright, and people are loving blues and light greens and yellows and just happy colors. And I've been amazed at the change in your personality, in your environment, in your love for your home when you do those renovations. It's actually huge.
Now, is white still a thing to this moment?
White,
or is it fading?
Will always be a thing. It's more of an updated traditional look, but we are definitely starting to see some of those warmer wood tones come, specifically up in the mountain areas. Utah is a mountainous state. So, the mountains are brown, the skies are blue, the grass is green. Those fall colors are gorgeous at those times of the year in the later fall, but those are easily switched out with pillows and throw blankets and rugs and accessories and things so that you can have a spring home and a fall home without too much work, which is awesome. Okay, next to the wellness stuff, Jeff, theater rooms. Places for people to watch jazz games, movies, sectionals. You can fit a lot of your family on those and create family time. Those are huge in Utah.
I'm not sure where it attaches to wellness, but I guess it's just you're having fun.
I think people play hard and they work hard, and to have a space where you can relax and enjoy your family, even if it's just on a Sunday or a Saturday. On those weekends, people really love those gathering places. I don't know very many homes in the Utah area that don't have a sectional. Sure. Either on the main floor or in the basement.
Well, you don't have to have necessarily a media room, but a great room with a giant TV in it and a good sound system will do the job.
Absolutely. And I think those spaces are more important than ever because family does come back. Even if you are aging and all of your kids are moving out, eventually they come back. And they bring their family, they bring their husband, their wife, their 14 kids and grandkids, and you have a full home again. And that's where, these holiday dining tables really come into play. We have a lot of dining tables that have removable leaves that you can put in your dining table and take out so that, for everyday use, you don't need to have a big, massive table. But for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, you have enough space for everyone, which I think that's incredible. Also, just aging in place design is more important than ever. Just this last week, KSL did a feature on the Dave and Debbie show about silver tsunamis, I think is what they called it.
I heard this, and I heard silver tsunami. Yeah. And I know they were talking about the 65-year-old people. But I don't know what this silver tsunami is. Educate me.
Yes. So as I listened to them talk about it, they were saying that a lot of these 55, 60, 65-year-old people are considering scaling back and downsizing their homes. And so they are anticipating for a lot of these homes to come on the market fairly soon. And that supply and demand, is always an issue in Utah and really does control a lot of the pricing that is out there. However, I don't know how much I agree with that because a lot of those people don't really have anywhere to go. And they love their neighbors. They love their friends.
It's problematic right now financially to do anything.
Yeah, where are they going to go? Yeah. I mean, your next stop is a rest home? I don't know. I mean, there's reasons why you have to sell. But my own mom, for example, she lives in a beautiful home in Pleasant Grove, and it's larger than what she needs. But she loves her neighbors. She loves her area. So what she did is she finished her basement into a basement apartment and made an outside entrance, and she charges this cute little married couple rent. And it's been fabulous to have someone else in her home in a space that she does not use. And the main floor is absolutely incredible. It has an incredible, great room just right off the kitchen. And we can all gather and spend time together. She has plenty of room, and there are a couple other bedrooms and an office on the main, and I love that for her. It makes me really, really happy. Next on the list is just aging in place design is primarily around promoting physical movement, positive mental wellness, and social connection. Wellness architecture and design and planning for seniors includes a lot of things like walkable pathways to well-designed public spaces. We're seeing that more and more in brand new neighborhoods, and cities are actually requiring those walkable spaces. I also love the wider hallways. I think that is so important because you never know if you will need a wheelchair at some point, and those doorways and having that space is fantastic.
And you know what? Wider hallways are cool.
Even
if you don't have a wheelchair.
I agree. Absolutely. Wide restrooms so that if you ever needed a wider space for a wheelchair, and again, that is possible. Also, induction cooktops, zero entry showers, high exposure to natural daylight. I think windows are becoming larger than they ever have before.
Is that trending in that direction?
Oh, for sure, in every style. And I don't know if it actually costs that much more to have larger windows because you're really saving a lot of money on the exterior of your home. So it might be a little bit of a bump, but I think people will always advocate for more light and more sun to come in their home. So keep those ideas in mind when you are looking to purchase a home. And if you are selling your home, remove the window coverings and make those draperies to the side of those windows so that you are allowing the most amount of light to come in and making those spaces even larger. In the commercial space right now, we're looking for a lot of these commercial buildings and office categories specifically they're repurposing those. So the people that are still going to the office, Jeff, maybe it's half of what previously was. They are having workout facilities. They're bringing in hairdressers. They're bringing in people to give massages and making that.
The craziest one I heard is putting scent into the air.
I don't think that's crazy. I think it's amazing.
But they were pumping different scents in at a couple of companies at different points in the day. And the problem is when some of your staff has allergies.
Yeah, that can be a problem for sure. Just a little minor problem. You know, we do sell these scent air machines at our store. If you've ever been to Disneyland and you did the soaring over California, right?
Yes,
right?
I did.
And it smells like oranges when you're flying. We have that machine at our store. It's incredible. And I haven't had any reports of anyone being allergic to anything quite yet.
But that's willful when it's in your home. It's not your boss pumping it
right?
at you.
I totally get that, Jeff. It is fall. Do not forget about scents. Make your home a wellness place that you feel comfortable, that you love to be. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. More on the KSL Real Estate Show.
We're back with the KSL Real Estate Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Show. Thanks for listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond's here from Osmond Designs with stores in Lehigh and Orem.
Yes, we are, Jeff. And on this show this week, we've been talking a lot about, pets in our homes and wellness and why that is so important and why that is trending everywhere on social media. I think that Utah is the capital of kids and pets. And so this is perfect for our show today. Oftentimes incorporated in that is colors. And Utah used to be, I would call it the Tuscan red, gold, green, dark, heavy, huge furniture, overscaled for most of Utah homes. And we're really swinging hard to cleaning all of that up. I think the wood tones are lighter, the colors are cooler tones, the light blues, the moss greens, the fresh yellows and white. And all of those new color schemes are really trending to the wellness theme here in Utah, and I love it so much. It really does make your home a happy place to be. The color of the year, depending on who you're talking to, is different amongst, Sherwin-Williams will say something, Benjamin Moore will say something, El Decor will also say something else. But I've really noticed for 2024, it seems to be chocolate brown and oftentimes even a honey brown, and swings between those two colors. So not only are we seeing that in furnishings, but also in paint. So offices are gorgeous with chocolate brown paint on them. So if you want a little drama, consider doing that. New construction, we recently did that not only in a Salt Lake parade, a Park City parade, but also a Logan parade. And it's been a huge hit. So remodeling your home, consider doing that. It does add the warmth. And we're really swinging from the black window trend that was out there for so long with the white.
I know this one, Modern Farmhouse.
Modern Farmhouse. Yes, Joanna Gaines with HGTV made everything white exteriors with black windows and black roof tiles. And now we're going into more bronze. I recently, this last week, talked to Pella Windows, and they said they're selling bronze windows again. It did swing back to those. So way to go, Pella. 9 out of 10 of the windows they're selling is that. So all you Park City new builds, going back to those earth tones, which you've known all along. Right here, we want to give a shout out to Central Bank. They are trusted, loyal friends and community leaders here, and they are the sponsor of this KSL Real Estate Show. I love Central Bank so much. They're a personal banker of mine, and I love the people there. They do home remodeling HELOC loans. They do new construction loans. They have a youth savings plan. If you are in need of a loan or just a great bank to support, check out Central Bank. Last but not least, Jeff, I just want to give a shout out to all of the subcontractors that make the Parade of Homes what it is. We are just finishing up. In fact, today is the very last day. They call it the Top of the State Parade, and that's the Logan and Bear Lake community. And this entire summer, we've been talking about the Parade of Homes. We started off in St. George, moved to Utah Valley, then to Salt Lake, then to Park City Showcase of Homes. And I think the builders get a lot of feature. The designers do. We get a lot of notoriety. We get a lot of business. But sometimes the plumbers, the electricians, the roofers, and all of the subcontractors don't get the credit that they deserve. So thank you, Utah, and all of those families that contribute and work so hard to make Utah a better place to be. We sure are supporting and cheering for all of you, and really thank you today. Home Builders Associations, great job. It's been a great year. Thank you so much. And last but not least, I just want to give you another plug to come to Osmond Designs today. All of our entire store is an additional 20% off the lowest mark price. Many of the items that we have in our store right now are things that were staged in the Parade of Homes throughout this summer, and they are going fast. So bring your truck and trailer. We have over 40,000 square feet of in-stock merchandise ready to go home today. And at the end of the day, we just want you to love your home.
You know what? You're so modest. You didn't mention that in the Parade of Homes, you won an award.
We won quite a few awards this year for almost every single home that we put in the parade. And we also won Best of State, which we're really proud of, and Best of Utah Valley. So thank you, Utah. We're so grateful to be doing this KSL Real Estate Show here with you, Jeff. We have a blast, I have to say. Please come back next week. We have David Lawson and his team. He's one of the most incredible real estate experts in the Park City area, eXp Realty. You will love it. See you next week.
It's finally time to say goodbye to the snow and hello to spring, and right now is the best time to spring into adventure in an RV from a Motorsportsland RV Center. Through this week, come check out Motorsportsland's season kickoff event and find the RV you've been dreaming of. Save thousands and even tens of thousands off MSRP and find your next adventure at a Motorsportsland RV Center today.
Let Motorsportsland help you get away.
Motorsportsland.com.